drive, girl, don't drive too fast.
Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 578th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I put onto YouTube, and this has got the potential to be a really great battle and a close one too. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now Mad King has got 13 infantry, 1 archer, 6 cavalry, and surprisingly an old school armoured cavalry general. Now if we look at that armoured school cavalry general there, I think you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4... Well, I think there's 9 upgrades. A fully upgraded old school armoured cavalry general. Now remember, Mad King's probably been playing RTW for maybe 5 years, so it's nice to see him bring the old school armoured cavalry general that we all used to use maybe up to about 12 or 13 years ago. So as I say, it'll be interesting to see how a modern player uses this old school Roman armoured cavalry general during the course of the battle. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got just 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack there. So it looks like an interesting army. It'll be interesting to see how well he used that during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is our newest Brotherhood member, Julius Caesar, and he has got 9 pikes, 5 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, 9 pikes, 5 archers, 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and some of his cavalry, if you look, count the upgrades there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... fully upgraded companion cavalry. Okay, so I know some of his companion cavalry is fully upgraded, but I think other units are not quite fully upgraded. He's got 8 upgrades, so he's got highly upgraded companion cavalry, including maximum upgraded ones. So be interesting to see how well he does with Mastodon during the course of the battle. And I see he's got archers there to cover his 121 man pike units from archer fire. Okay, the next teammate is Brother member Pompey. Now Pompey has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, and the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient, and that's why so many people bring that army. So I'd be interested to see how well he does with that. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who brings a very old Greek city army of 15 Spartans and 5 of the cheap short range archers. Okay, so there's our team. We've got a little bit of diversity. Let's say we've got Mad King with Rome, we've got Julius with Macedon, we've got Pompey with Rome, and we got myself with Greek cities. This is going to be a great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have brother member Barclayman, who has got his faction of choice, which is Carthage. And Barclayman's got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen and 4 Slingers. Quick look at the upgrades on his Sacred Band there, and you can see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. We know that Sacred Band infantry is extremely tough with just gold shield, gold attack on, but you put 2 experience stripes on them, and that makes them kind of like super infantry. And he's got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen with 8 upgrades on and 4 Slingers. Interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Conan, the co-founder of the Brotherhood. Now Conan's got only 8 infantry, 8 archers and 5 cavalry. So this is a custom built army. But I'd just like to show the upgrades on his infantry. Let's count them down. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fully upgraded urban cohorts. And just to let you know, a fully upgraded urban cohort gives it a 20 attack, a massive 24 missile, and a huge 30 defense. So yes, he's only got 8 infantry, but it looks like he's maximum upgraded his 8 infantry there. Okay, he's got an old-fashioned pilot shield formation there, as you can see, with that 1 unit coming in through the center. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So make no mistake, this is a custom-built army for this particular battle. Be interesting to see how well Conan does does with it during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks. Now Steve has got 2 cavalry, 5 archers and 10 infantry. Another custom build army. Look at the upgrades on his infantry. Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fully upgraded urban cohort. Once again, remember, that's a 20 attack, 24 missile and a massive 30 defense. So Steve has got maximum upgraded infantry, the same as Conan. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his 2 cavalry units, and he's got 7 upgrades in experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So with him and Conan, with maximum upgraded urban cohorts. Okay, they've only got a small number, but they are maximum upgraded. They've gone for quality over quantity, and it'll be interesting during the course of the battle to see if that's going to work. Okay, their last teammate is RTW player Gerwin. Now Gerwin has got 6 archers, 8 infantry and 4 cavalry. Okay, and quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Oh my gosh, fully upgraded urban cohorts as well. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Oh my gosh. So both Conan, Steve and Gerwin have got 1, and then he's got 8 upgrades on there. That's 2 experience, but most of his infantry are fully upgraded urban cohorts. Oh my gosh, small armies but maximum upgraded kind of thing. So they are going to be, they've definitely gone for quality over quantity. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, 7 upgrades, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So there's the enemy team. Okay, they've got Carthage with Barclay Man there with his faction of choice. They've got Conan with Rome. They've got Steve Longshanks with Rome. And they've got Gerwin with Rome. Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this very early stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Mad King using his old school Roman armoured cavalry general. Did you just see that he opened that unit into open order? So obviously here he's going to try and encourage enemy archers to shoot at his fast moving unit. That's why he's put him in open order. Remember, units in open order suffer less damage from missiles, and that's why he's put that old school armoured cavalry general like that. Right, okay. So here you can see he's got it in open order. He's going to run that armoured cavalry general all the way around there. You can see the volume of arrows coming in on that general unit. Now remember, we've seen this before in other battle videos. That's such a fast moving unit that it suffers absolute minimum damage from archers. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to encourage the enemy to fire a lot of their expensive arrows at his fast moving armoured cavalry general there, just to let them waste their arrows on that unit. And that's exactly what's happening there. You can see the volume of arrows coming in on him. Look at you can see the arrows stuck in the ground there. That's just one volley that came in on his general unit. But as I say, look, he's just moving that unit around, encouraging the enemy team to shoot their expensive arrows at that fast moving unit. And as I say, he will suffer absolute minimum damage from archer fire the more he moves that unit around. So as I say, I think he's been playing for about 5 years or so, but he's using old school tactics here with this old school armoured cavalry general, and I think he's using it very well. As I say, whenever I see the old school armoured cavalry general being used well, it always reminds me of when we all used to use this unit up to about 12 or 13 years ago, when most of us switched to an infantry unit. So as I say there, nice move there by Mad King, encouraging a lot of expensive arrows to be shot at his fast moving unit without him suffering one single casualty, and the enemy using up a lot of their expensive arrows there. Nice old school tactic there with an old school unit. If you notice here, you'll see Mad King has moved that unit over to the other flank now, and is encouraging enemy archers on the other flank to shoot their expensive arrows at that unit. As I say, you can see him moving it around. The unit moves so fast and is so well armoured that foot archers shooting at it just basically waste their arrows there. I think he suffered one casualty with massive volumes of arrows going in on him. You can see the arrows. Once again, if he gets a chance to smash into an archer unit, he will definitely take that as well. You see, with this unit, as we talked about before, harassing, haranguing, disruption. That's what you do with this unit. And because it's so well armoured with 2 hit points, and as I say, this unit being fully upgraded, fast moving as well, that armoured cavalry general outrun that slow moving heavy cavalry unit all day. You see, and Mad King knows that, using that unit extremely well. Whenever I see this old school armoured cavalry general being used well, as I say, it always takes me back 12, 13 years when you used to see that a lot. Okay, so as I say here, you can see Mad King used that unit very well, and he lost one man. In all the volumes of arrows you saw coming down onto that unit from both Conan, Steve and Gerwin, he's lost one man out of his entire armoured cavalry general unit. And just think of all the hundreds of arrows that's been fired at him and kind of wasted. And as I say, he's been using that unit extremely well. And I don't see him use this unit very often, but he seems to be very good with it, and I'd like to see him use it again in the future. Nice to see old school tactics. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see Pompey advancing his Brutii army towards Gerwin's Julii army there. As we know, Pompey can be a very aggressive attacking player, and he looks like he's going to lay his credentials on the table right from the very beginning of this battle here. Look how he's moving forward towards Gerwin's army here. Plus, you've got Mad King's general harassing and haranguing. You'll see Mad King's general here, it's armoured cavalry general. Here, harassing and haranguing Gerwin's army, disrupting as well. And as I say, it looks to me like Pompey's moving his army over towards Gerwin here with a view to attack. As I say, you can see you've got Mad King's general there. You've got one of Pompey's cavalry units there, backed up by 3 infantry units there. Nice little move there by Pompey. The Julii general's not going to chase after that cavalry unit with cavalry there when he sees 3 infantry units waiting to counter any cavalry charge there. As I say, you can see Pompey's kind of split his army up a little bit. He's got 3 infantry units backed up with cavalry, and the rest of his infantry is moving forward in a different place. Over here on the right flank, you can see that Mad King's got his cavalry on the right flank here. Now, in this particular battle, there's a lot going on both flanks at the same time, so it's a little bit difficult to get everything in for you, but I'll do my best. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So just want to have a look at the archers here. Now you can see Steve's got his archers here, and he'll be targeting probably the Macedonian Cretan archers there, because if they can take those archers out first, they can obviously then concentrate their fire on the Macedonian pikemen. As I say, you got Conan's here. He's got his infantry in close tight formation for more damage, more impact there. And they, as I say, they'll both be concentrating on the Cretan archers there with a view to try and take them out, and then concentrate their combined fire onto those 121-man Macedonian units, which we know are extremely susceptible to missile damage. Okay, here you can see Carthage there moving towards the Macedonians. Obviously, Carthage punches above its weight when it comes to fighting the big 121-man units, and that's what they'd like to do. They'd like their Carthage ally there to take on our Macedonian ally with a view to try and take out our Macedonian ally there. As I say, you can see Pompey here moving forward towards Gerwin's army. I've moved my archers over to that flank as well to try and help out with archer fire. But as I say, here on our right flank, you can see Conan moving his infantry and archers and cavalry forward there on this right flank. As I say, he's got that old school. Let's just pause the game for a second. He's got that old school piler shield unit there. Can you see that one unit that kind of sticks out in front of his battle formation there? Now, believe it or not, when enemy piler shield units throw their pilers, they seem to cause very little damage to a unit that sticks out like that. And so you suffer a lot less casualties with a unit sticking out like that. You might want to give it a try next time you play Rome Total War. As I say, this is very, very old school. You don't see it used that much these days. But it's nice to see Conan there using a bit of an old school piler shield formation. Give it a try. See what you think there with that one unit just sticking out in front of the rest of your infantry. As I say, they're really decimating the Cretan archers there, Steve and Conan, causing a lot of casualties there. And as I say, they'd like to take out those Cretan archers, then they can concentrate their archer fire onto those 121-man Macedonian pike units there to cause maximum damage. Okay, make no mistake, they'll want to cause a lot of damage to those Macedonians before they get into hand-to-hand fighting. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, bearing in mind they want to cause a lot of damage to the Macedonians. If you notice here, Steve moving his well-upgraded, maximum upgraded infantry forward here, okay, is Urban Cohorts. Now remember, I think Steve's units were fully upgraded, so their missiles are going to cause huge damage. Okay, so what he's going to do here, Steve's going to throw all his pilers into these Macedonian units. Now you imagine the damage that's going to cause. Julius hasn't got a piler shield unit in front of his battle line there, so he's going to cause a lot of damage. When Steve's thrown all his pilers in there, I think Steve's going to back his infantry off, Okay, and then the Carthaginians are coming to engage the damaged and battle damaged Macedonian infantry there. I think that'll be the plan. As I say, you got Conan moving in here as well. He'll probably like to get in some pilers onto the Macedonians if he can. But as I say, Julius hasn't got a piler shield unit in front of his main battle formation there. Okay, you can see Pompey here still aggressively attacking Gerwin's army. And as I say, here you can see Conan closing in also on the flank of the Macedonians here. But make no mistake, Steve's, remember he's got fully upgraded urban cohorts there with a really devastating 24 missile. So they're really going to do a heck of a lot of damage to these Macedonian units. Plus, it looks to me like they're actually targeting those Macedonian units with their archers now. So poor old Julius Caesar's Macedonian units there are going to take a hammering from missiles before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting. And make no mistake, I think when Steve's thrown all those pilers in, he's going to back off and let the Carthaginians get to grips with those battle-damaged Macedonians. That's what I feel they're going to do there, but we'll just have to wait and see. If you notice here, you can see that Mad King's moving his Brutii army over to engage Conan's army. I'm going to move my Greek cities forward here to help my Macedonian ally against Carthage. Right, as we said here, Steve's thrown all his pilers into the Macedonians, did massive damage. He's going to pull his infantry back, and then the Carthaginians are then going to move in with those well-upgraded Sacred Band spearmen in to take on those battle-damaged Macedonians of ours. But as I say, you see Conan moving in here. He's got his cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in, but look at his archers here, as I say, in close tight formation to do maximum damage and penetration there, and he'll probably be concentrating on those Macedonians as well. So things not looking very good there. And look at the amount of missiles they've got here, archers and slingers there, probably targeting the Macedonian ally. I've brought my cheap short-range archers forward here to try and target as much damage, do as much damage to them as I can, but I must be aware of cavalry damage. Here, as I say, you can see Pompey really aggressively attacking Gerwin's army there. I mean, it looks to me like Pompey's doing extremely well against Gerwin's army. Just another cavalry hit's going to go in there and bang, and that smashes in there. As I say, Pompey really being aggressive there towards Gerwin. Meanwhile, over here on the right flank, as I say, you can see Mad King's Brutii army here going up against Conan's army. But you can see Conan's cavalry is locked and loaded. He's got all that archer fire going into us. As I say, I'm going to take my Spartans forward to try and help out my Macedonian ally here against Carthage. Okay, because I think our Macedonian ally suffered so many casualties there, he may well crack if that Carthage army hits him. As I say, Mad King and Conan in a real tussle here on the right flank. Now, who's going to charge their cavalry in first? Because I got a feeling that a cavalry battle here could ensue, a cavalry and infantry battle here that could decide the outcome of the battle. Okay, just see what happens here on the right flank. Right, you can see Mad King charging a couple of cavalry units in there. Get ready for that, and bang, as they hit in there. And here comes Conan's cavalry. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes in there. Wouldn't surprise me if he routed most of that infantry. There you go, massive hit there. Massive hit by Conan. You can see Mad King charging the rest of his cavalry in here. But it looks to me like our right flank could be in danger of being broken here. Oh my gosh. There you can see, it looks to me like most of Mad King's Brutii army has now been routed. Right, let's pause the game for a second. Okay, so after a fierce fight, you can see that most of Mad King's infantry and cavalry have been routed, and the enemy have broken our right flank. Make no mistake, our right flank has now been broken, and the enemy will look to roll us up from right to left. So as I say, the battle here on the right flank will dictate the outcome of the battle. And as you can see, remember, both Conan and Steve's infantry are fully upgraded, and they will roll us up from right to left. You can see here Julius Caesar using his fully upgraded companion cavalry to attack enemy missile troops there, so well done to him there. Takes a bit of firepower off of us. And you can see Pompey here has done a lot of damage here to Gerwin's army. In fact, I think Gerwin's only got 2 or 3 infantry units left, and Pompey has taken the rest of his units out. So I'm thinking Pompey here is going to have some good kills. As I say, him and Julius like they're going to close in on Steve's archers there, and then maybe go on to Conan's archers there as well. As I say, Conan's archers are over there and unguarded at the moment, so they would be a good target for our cavalry. If we can get anywhere near them, try and take them out. But just look at the volume of fire they're going to be putting into us. The amount of arrows they're going to be shooting from that tight, close formation there. They're going to be causing a lot of casualties. But as I say here, you can see the vast majority of Mad King's infantry and cavalry have been routed, and it looks to me like the enemy will look to roll us up from right to left. As I say, remember, Steve and Conan have both got fully upgraded urban cohorts, and they would be doing a lot of damage there on our right flank. As I say, they got their cavalry there, they're charging in as well. I think Mad King's got a couple of units left there. You can see a couple of Brutii units in behind my Greek cities, but here you can see both Steve and Conan pushing in with their fully upgraded urban cohorts. Okay, so as I say, both Steve and Conan went for quality over quantity, and it looks to me like that's paying off at the moment. And here we said before, Pompey's cavalry here taking out Conan's archers. So as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Pompey gets some really good kills at the end of this game, because I think he's taken out all of Gerwin's army and all of Conan's archers there. So as I say, well done to Pompey there. It could get some good kills. But as I say, Steve and Conan's fully upgraded urban cohorts here pushing in on us. As I say, Mad King had a few of his Brutii infantry left there that he's got in behind my Greek cities, but I've had to turn some units to face the enemy Julii while I try and fight the rest of my units into the Carthage Sacred Band units. Now remember, those Carthage Sacred Band spearmen have got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and I'm fighting there with my Spartans there. And so you can see, it looks to me like Pompey has taken out all of Gerwin's army and can now bring his Brutii army over to help us here. Here comes Julius Caesar, and bang, as he charges that cavalry unit head on into a Carthage Sacred Band spear unit that was facing him. Now just to say, that's an unusual tactic. You don't usually charge cavalry into spear or pike units that have got their spears and pikes down ready to receive the attack. Unusual tactic that. Right here you can see my Greek city is still moving into those Carthage Sacred Band, but here you can see Pompey's helping Mad King out there against all those Julii troops. You can see some more of Mad King's infantry routing. I've got some of my Spartans there fighting that Julii infantry there. Look at all that Julii infantry pushing in behind us there. Remember, those units are fully upgraded there. All that infantry is fully upgraded. You can see Conan taking his infantry over there to counter Pompey. He's got his cavalry ready to charge in there as well. But as I say, Pompey's taken out Gerwin's army so he can bring all his infantry over here to help us. And that's what he's doing. He's bringing his infantry over from the left flank over here to attack the enemy troops on this flank here. Okay, so remember, we are the green, okay, Brutii, and the Greek cities and Macedon. Okay, so we're green, Greek cities and Macedon. Everything else is enemy. Okay, so you can see here, here's Mad King's cavalry. He's rallied his cavalry. He's going in there and bang, and it smashes in to that enemy Julii infantry. What a hit. And look how he's forcing that cavalry in. You see that cavalry surging, penetrating into that Julii infantry. Whoa. Now if that Julii infantry wasn't fully upgraded, my guess is that a lot more of those Julii units would be routing. Look how he's pushing that cavalry in there, really surging into that enemy Julii infantry there. Mad King is doing a lot of damage there to them. Nice aggressive hit there by Mad King with his cavalry. Really well done to him there. Nice hit. So as I say, there's a lot going on all over the battlefield at the moment. Here you can see Conan's infantry and cavalry there fighting Pompey's infantry. As I say, Pompey's done really well. It took out Gerwin on the left flank and is now attacking the enemy here as he moves across with his victorious troops. As I say, you got Steve Longshanks and Conan still fighting here against Pompey's infantry, pushing in. Now, just going to say to you, this game is going to be really close. Looking at the disposition of all the units, who do you think is going to win this? I'm just going to say it's going to be really close here. Right, you can see our Brutii allies cavalry here fighting Julii cavalry, but it looks to me like our Brutii allies taking infantry into that fray as well, so that's a good move. And as I say, you can see Julius Caesar here moving his cavalry around. I think all of Julius's Macedonian units have been taken out. I think Conan took most of the Macedonian pike units out, so I'm guessing Conan's going to have some really good kills. But over here you can see that our Brutii ally with infantry and cavalry have routed the Julii cavalry there. So well done there to I think Pompey and Mad King there. I saw that Brutii unit glow, so he's just got a battlefield promotion. Remember, when a unit does really well in battle, it gets a battlefield promotion and glows, so that unit will now have a stripe. Okay, but as you can see here, remember the red and Carthage here are the enemy. The red and Carthage are the enemy pushing in here onto my Greek cities. Right, see that Julii infantry charging in there, and bang, as they charge into the rear of my engaged Spartans there. Okay, so my Spartans now are being sandwiched between a fully upgraded Urban Cohorts, the Julii cohorts there, and Carthage Sacred Band, which had 8 upgrades on each those units. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So you can see my units fought down to 1 man there before it routed, and 2 men in the other unit. So the Spartans are fighting down to the last men. That's fought down to 5 men before it routed there. But as I say, I'm being pressured from the rear, the flank, and in front of me here by Sacred Band troops. You can see Pompey trying to get his infantry over to help, but you can see Julii infantry there as well as Steve Longshanks. As I say, remember, both Steve and Conan have got fully upgraded Urban Cohorts. Smaller armies, but they've gone for quality over quantity here. As I say here, you can see some of my units starting to crack. There's some more Julii infantry there. Have moved in to attack our Brutii ally at the rear there, and routed those 2 cavalry units. But as I say, I've got my Spartans. I'm still pushing forward into those Carthage Sacred Band units there. And as I say, Pompey's coming in behind them there with his victorious troops. He's done very well. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if he got some good kills. Pompey's done extremely well there. And over here you can see Julius Caesar's general. That's bad news. I think my general's just been taken out. So as I say here, you can see I'm still pushing forward my Greek cities. Oh yeah, that's our Macedonian allies general's just been taken out there. You can see he's doing well. Remember, his companion cavalry I think were fully upgraded, so he's been using that cavalry very well around the battlefield. He's probably going to get some good kills too. Another one of my Spartan units has just routed, and another one. So my Spartans are gradually starting to rout here. They've been fighting all the way through the battle, so they're going to be tired, very tired. And of course their morale is going to drop. Their battle proficiency will drop as well. You can see more of my Greek city units starting to rout here. But you can see Pompey bringing in some of his Brutii troops. Remember, the enemy are the red and Carthage, and we are green and Greek cities here, okay? And Macedonians. But as you can see here, can you see which way do you think it's going to go? You can see my units starting to rout. You can see some of the Carthage units starting to rout. Mad King has got some rallied infantry. He's bringing back into the fray. Make no mistake, it's going to go down to the wire here. As I say, my Greek cities, I'm still pushing in. I've got Julii, fully upgraded Julii infantry in behind me attacking my Spartans. But you can see Pompey moving his Brutii infantry in now to attack the rear of those Carthage Sacred Band units there. So as I say here, remember, the enemy are Carthage and red Julii. We are green and Greek cities here, okay? I think all the Macedonian units are dead at the moment, as far as I'm aware. But you can see Mad King has got some of his rallied infantry back into the fray, and it looks like we've routed most of the enemy troops. I think there's 1 Julii unit left there. Yep, just that 1 Julii unit of Conan's there. And there we go. It looks like our team has just managed to go on to win the battle. But this is quite a spread out battle. Do you remember over on that left flank where Pompey was fighting Gerwin? As I say, there was lots going on both flanks, so it was difficult to get all the fighting, but Pompey did a really good job on Gerwin over here on our left flank. He was so aggressive and attacking, Pompey was, and I think he took Gerwin out quite quickly, and then managed to get his Brutii units over to the centre here to help us out. But I say, if you look at the dead on the ground here, you can see as we move across the dead, you can see where there's different places that have more intensity than others as we move across the battlefield there. You can see so many dead troops. Just goes to show how much of a real battle of attrition this was. See, I've got 17 men left in one unit and 11 men left in my other unit, and that is the entirety of my army. If you notice, Pompey's units are all very battle damaged. 18 men in that. 28 men seems a lot there, doesn't it? I think Mad King's got a couple of very battle damaged units left, but I think most of the Macedonian units have all gone. Here you can see, just look at the piles of dead here. This looks like a massive cavalry and infantry battle there. really massive there. I can see a lot of my red cloak Spartans dead in the snow. So as I say, our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. And as we said, we thought it would be a close battle, didn't we? There, it's just like I say, really well played to everybody in the game. Really well played. And as I say, a close battle there, very close, could have gone either way right down to the end. Just like to draw your attention to the highest kills in the game, and that goes to the co-founder of the Brotherhood member Conan, 2,233 kills. Remember, he had a small army, but he had fully upgraded urban cohorts. I think a lot of his kills though would have been done by his archers, where he had them in a close tight formation shooting into Macedon, and also his infantry took out a lot of those big 120 man Macedonian units. Second highest kills go to Pompey, 2,091. Unusual to get one person with 2,000 kills in a battle, but to get two people with over 2,000 kills in a battle is very, very unusual. So well done to Pompey and Conan. So well done to Brotherhood member Barkley Man, got some good kills with his faction of choice Carthage, did really well with that. Well done to Conan, as I say, got the highest kills in the game, really well played. Well done to Steve Longshanks, got some good kills too with his fully upgraded urban cohorts. And well done to Gerwin, probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he was hit very hard on that left flank by Pompey, and I think Mad King's general as well. That old Spartan army of mine didn't get the kills that I wanted there, but still did okay, I guess. Not too bad. I say well done to Pompey, second highest kills in the game. Really played well there. Well done to Julius Caesar, 1,395 kills from Macedon, and well done to Mad King. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to do there, but he was smashed on that right flank, wasn't he, by Conan. So just like I say, really well played to everybody in the game. I thought this was an exciting, close battle, quite diverse. We had Greek cities, Rome, Macedon, and Rome in our team, and the other team had Carthage and 3 Romes. A very close battle. Please leave a comment in the comments if you like, and see you soon.